Hello everyone. We have discussed the conceptual part of solution. Then we had discussed the numerical part of the solution. Today we are going to concentrate on a particular topic which is little bit complicated, I would say. The topic is known as the extent of dissociation, Van 't Hoff factor in case of an electrolytic solution. Now why the topic is so special? Suppose we take KCl solution. In case of simple electrolyte like KCl, before dissociation it is one particle, and after dissociation it becomes K plus and Cl minus, that is 1 plus 1 2. So if we want to calculate the Van 't Hoff factor, quickly think on your mind that it is going to be 2 by 1, the number of particles after dissociation before by the number of particles before dissociation. So I's value is going to be 2 by 1. But in case of acetic acid, suppose it is an acetic acid solution, then acetic acid, if you are expecting that it is going to be H plus and CH3CO2 minus, you are correct. But at the same point of time, you should think that the dissociation or the degree of dissociation is not complete. That means the 100% dissociation will not take place. So just remember the topics of class 11. At that point of time, we had discussed that there is a term called alpha, or the degree of dissociation. Here also, in case of weak acid especially, that term, the alpha, is going to be very important. So here we are going to deal with those. We are going to find out what is the relationship between the Van 't Hoff factor and alpha, the degree of dissociation. Similarly, there was a term called dissociation constant, or Ka, for weak acids. So all those factors will be important over here. And by calculating the relationship between the I, or the Van 't Hoff factor, along with alpha, we are going to use that to solve numericals of these types. So firstly, we are going to see the derivation of the relationship between I and alpha. Then we are going to solve one or two numericals. These numericals are slightly more complicated than what we have already solved. Let us see. So we are going to study Van 't Hoff factor and the extent of dissociation in an electrolytic solution. So we are talking about extent of dissociation in an electrolytic solution. So we will start with this topic known as degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation. So if we want to define the degree of dissociation, we can say that it is number of moles of substance dissociated, means how many moles of substance will be dissociated, by total number of moles of substance taken. Now suppose we take any electrolyte. Suppose we take an electrolyte which will dissociate and will give m number of ions after dissociation. So it was an electrolyte like this, and it will dissociate into Ma with m number of ions. So in that case, what should happen? Now suppose we have started with 1 mole, and alpha is the degree of dissociation. So initially it is 1 mole and it is 0. So after some time, since alpha is the degree of dissociation, also alpha amount will be dissociated, so it should be 1 minus alpha. And here alpha amount should have been found, but it is m number of ions, so it should be multiplied with m. Now the calculation begins. So how much solute left undissociated? That is 1 minus alpha. Number of moles of ions formed, that is m alpha. So total number of moles of particles, that should be 1 minus alpha, this much, plus m alpha. So this is the total number of moles after dissociation. Now, if we want to define the Van 't Hoff factor, which is I is the observed number of moles of solute divided by the normal, means the expected one, number of moles of solute. Now here if we see, I should be is equal to 1 number of moles of solute observed, that is this much. So 1 minus alpha plus m alpha divided by the expected one. 1 will be dissociated into 1 only. So now if we simplify, it should be 1 minus alpha plus m alpha is equal to I. Further simplifying, if we take alpha as common, alpha into m minus 1 is equal to I minus 1. So alpha value should be I minus 1 by m minus 1. Check carefully that, say for an example we take KCl. In that case, as we know that KCl is going to dissociate into K plus plus Cl minus. So it is m value should be 2 because it is giving rise to 2 particles. So in that case, alpha value should be 1 I minus 1, 2 minus 1, that is I minus 1 only. And in case of m is equal to 3, like the case of CaCl2 or similarly like Ca2 plus 2Cl minus, here there are 3. So in that case, alpha is equal to I minus 1, 3 minus 1, so it should be I minus 1 by 2. So these formulas we can utilize depending on the situation. Now, based on the topic that we have just discussed, we will solve a numerical, and this 2.32, that is NCERT problem, is one of the toughest numerical of this particular exercise, one should say. So let us see why it is comparatively difficult one. Let us see. The question is, calculate the depression in freezing point. That's all right. Freezing point of water. So we are going to discuss the depression in freezing point of water when this much 10 gram of CH3, CH2, CHCl, CO2H. So this is a weak acid, of course, is added to 250 gram of water. It is the dissociation constant is given, that is Ka is equal to 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 for this weak acid, and Kf is also given. So let us chalk it out. First of all, we have to calculate the depression in freezing point, that is delta Tf. So for that we need I into Kf into m. Kf is given. M, from this value 10 gram of this much is dissolved in 250 gram of water, we should be able to calculate. Question is how to calculate I. So let us see, first of all we will calculate number of moles of CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2H. So that is the foremost thing that we have to calculate. So to understand the number of moles, let us calculate the molar mass here separately. Molar mass of, because it is the given mass by molar mass. So given mass is how much? 10 gram. Molar mass is how much? Let us calculate. So molar mass of CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2H. See to it very carefully. It should be, see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be 4 into 12 plus 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7 hydrogen. So it should be 7 into 1 plus there is a chlorine as you can see. So it should be 35.5 plus there are 2 oxygens, so it should be 2 into 16. So first thing first, we should be able to calculate this much. I have calculated and it is coming out to be 122.5. So if I put this molar mass over here, 122.5, 10 by 122.5 is the number of moles. You calculate it. If you calculate, you will get this value 8.16 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is the number of mole. Now if we calculate the molality, it should be number of moles, that is 8.16 into 10 to the power minus 2 divided by, it is dissolved in how much amount of water? 250 gram. So divided by 250 into 1000. You calculate this much, you will get 0.3265 molar. Now we are getting molality. That means in this we are getting M as well, we are getting Kf as well. Now the question is, what will be the value of I? So to calculate the value of I, if we write CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2H dissociates into CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2 minus plus H plus, similar to that of acetic acid. So initially it is 1, 0 and 0. No dissociation has taken place. After a certain point of time, it should be 1 minus alpha, and these two should be alpha and alpha. Now what happens is, if we calculate the value of I, it is the number of particles after dissociation, that is 1 minus alpha plus another alpha divided by 1. So it is coming out to be 1 plus alpha by 1. So I value should be 1 plus alpha. Now we have to put this I over here. But do we know the value of alpha? Definitely not. So we have to calculate the value of alpha separately. Now the question becomes more complicated. So again, let us write down CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2H dissociates into CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CO2 minus plus H plus. So initially the concentration, if it is C, then it should have been 0 and 0. So we can start like that. If after dissociation, what happens is, if it is 1, it should be 0 and 0. So if it is become 1 minus alpha, it becomes alpha and alpha. If you multiply this one by concentration, it should have been C into 1 minus alpha. It should be C alpha and it should be C alpha. That we have done in the ionic equilibrium already. If we start with 1 mole, it is 0 and 0. So from 1, if the dissociation is alpha, it should have been alpha and alpha. If you multiply this one by C, any concentration, so everywhere it should have been multiplied by C. Now the dissociation constant should have been C alpha product divided by the reactant. So as you know, C will cancel out, so it should be C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. Now Ka becomes C alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha. Now as we know, alpha is very small. So what we can do is, since we know that alpha is very small, why alpha is very small? Because it is a weak acid. So 1 minus alpha is almost equal to 1 then, because alpha is very small compared to 1. So Ka becomes C alpha square. So alpha square becomes Ka by C and alpha becomes root over Ka by C. Now the value of Ka is already given. If you see the value of Ka, we put this value. It should have been 1.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 concentration, that is the molar concentration, already calculated, 0.32. Now we have to calculate this part. So this part we have to calculate. You calculate it separately. You will get alpha value is equal to 0.065. Now we already have calculated I is equal to 1 plus alpha, and we know delta TF is equal to I into KF into M. M we know, KF is given, I we have to calculate. So it should be 1 plus 0.065. So it should be 1.065. So this value we are going to put here. So now the calculation of depression in freezing point should be 1.065 into the value of KF is 1.86 into 0.32, that is the molality. Calculate this, you will get around 0.647 degree. So that is how we do. Let us repeat the total process once again. What we have done is delta TF was equal to I into KF into M. KF was given, M we have to calculate separately. So we have calculated the number of moles of this weak acid, then the molar mass, number of moles we have calculated. So for that we need molar mass, given mass by molar mass, we are getting the number of moles. From number of moles we are getting the molality, so we are getting that value 0.3265. Then we had to calculate I. So we were trying to formulate one equation where I can be correlated with alpha, and we are getting I is equal to 1 plus alpha. Then we didn't know the value of alpha, so we have calculated the value of alpha by getting this equation, because Ka value is given. As you can see in the question, the value of Ka is given. Now what we have done is, very interestingly, we know this formula, we have derived it, we know alpha is very small, so the equation simplifies. This becomes alpha is equal to Ka by C. Concentration is the molar concentration, and Ka is the given value is there. So we are putting the value, we are getting alpha. Now alpha itself is not enough, because we have to put the value of I actually, and I is correlated with alpha. So we are calculating the value of I by putting the value of alpha. This we had calculated earlier. So now we are getting I. So this I value we are putting here. M is already calculated and KF is given. Now only we are getting the final value. So this is the whole story. It is probably the comparatively most complicated numerical of this exercise. There is another one which is just the immediate one, that is 2.33. I ask you to solve it. Similar one with the same concept.